Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will show you how to craft those farm fields with a special dedication to the wooden fences that can be used in a lot of different setups. For this build you will need some tacky glue, a hot glue gun and different color of paints. You will need some brown, some grey and some white. Next you will need some XPS foam, some wooden dowel, square or round, as well as some wooden coffee stirrers. For all the wooden parts, make sure to buy pieces made of bamboo. They are easier to work with and the final result will be better. Next, you will need different kind of decorative sands and gravels, different kind of static grass, not mandatory, but if you want, you can also add some decorative trees. And finally, you will need some chipboard. You will find direct Amazon links to all the stuff present in this video. We will start this build with the basis of the farm field. For this, you can either use the XPS foam or the chipboards. Once cut it at the desired size, we will put some glue on it in order to glue the decorative sands and the gravel. Don't hesitate to add some water with a brush in order to help the glue to flow. Here, the idea is to mix the sand and the gravel in order to represent the roughness of the farm ground. In order to seal everything together and make the basis super resistant, I will use some spray glue. It's not mandatory, but it will help for the durability of this build. Again, this next step is not mandatory, but it will help for the painting if you can prime everything black. While the paint is drying, I will prepare the wooden part of this build. In order to do that, take the wooden dowel as well as a cutter and cut some scratch on the edges of the wood. This step will help your build to look more realistic. Next, we'll paint all the wooden parts with a brown. You can use the same brown color on the farm grounds, but you will see later in this video that I've made another basis with some terracotta colors. You will need to do at least 2 or 3 coats. Here it's the result after one. Next, we'll use the dry brushing technique. The idea here will be to take your basis color and to add in the mix a lighter color. For each coat, you will add more and more lighter color in it. If you mix too much light color, like I did here, don't hesitate to add back some basis color. And this is why we call it the dry brushing technique, because you will remove the excess paint on your brush on a paper towel. The idea is to only hit the highest part of your build and not put any paint in the recess. For the fur coats, you can add a lot of pressure on your brush, but the more light color you will add in the mix, the less pressure you need to put on your brush in order to hit only the highest of the highest part of your build. The more coats you'll do with this technique, the more beautiful the effect will be. For a good effect, I will advise to do at least 3 coats in which you will add more and more light color in it, but you can go as high as 5 or 7 coats if you want. With a mix of wooden dowel, coffee stirrer and ice cream stick, I made a little chicken coop. With some spare pieces of XPS foam, I will craft a little tool shed. I will use this roller to make some quick stone effect on the wall of the shed, but you can also carve the stone effect manually with a pen. If you are interested to see how to do it manually, I've already done it in one of my previous videos about Celtic houses. Now you will roll some aluminum foil into a ball, and you will use this ball to add additional stone effect. This, combined to the previous dry brushing technique, will give a superb result. Here, I'm just carving out the door. Then, I will simply glue all the walls together. While the glue is drying, I'm using some pins to hold everything together. The next step will be to use some coffee stirrers to do some parts for the door, as well as to do the roof. Not everything needs to be perfectly aligned here. It will give a more old and medieval looks to it. To make sure of the size of my doors, I'm using a DnD figurine. To paint the wooden part and the stone part, I will use exactly the same technique as previously. I will start with the basis of a color, and then I will add some white or some beige in order to highlight everything. And this will be the result after a few coats of dry brushing. You will see that I've made some spare wooden dowel and coffee stirrer that I will use as a basis for my fences. And now, the final step of the painting process will be to apply some wash on every part. This will help a lot to blend all the colors together. To make this wash, you will simply mix some water with some black paints and you will add a drop of dish soap. If you want, you can remove the excess wash with a paper towel. Here, I've made another piece to show you that by using the exact same technique but with other basis color, you can get different results. And now that all the pieces are dry, we'll glue everything together. Here, I'm cutting some wooden dowel to make some posts for my fences. For the post, it will work with some tacky glue, but I think it's more easy and more quick to use a hot glue gun. Next, I will use the coffee stirrer part to do the fences. In order to do some hay, I will use a coconut doormat from IKEA. If you like this build until now, please don't hesitate to subscribe, to put a comment and to like this video. It's free and it will really help me a lot. As you can see, by cutting some shapes in the doormat, you can make some really quick and convincing wheat fields. The result is already pretty good, but we will make it even better with the next step. You will use some twine to make some cords for the fences. First, you will cut some loose ends and you will mix it with tacky glue. Then you will glue it to the fences for a superb effect. As you can see, this step is easy but also a bit nitpicky, so don't hesitate to take your time. For me, the end result is really worth it. Now I will glue some hay in the chicken coop. And the final step of this build will be to glue some static grass and some flowers. And in order to do that, you will simply apply some patch of glue in which you will add some water in order to help it to flow. And this will be the final result of this build. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this build, don't hesitate to put a comment and a like under this video. If you want to see more content like that, please don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel. It's free and it will really help me a lot to get to my goal to reach 500 subs before the end of the year. Thank you and see you next time.